let's pop up the board here and see what we're doing in November. I made a big deal about it for 2 months, and oh look, we're 11-1. If we continue to win and have this kind of record, I'm going to record my own version of the Wyclef Jean song. It's going to be Gone Till November. So don't even bother with me in September or October. I'll be gone till November, but we're not there yet. It hasn't, we're not even halfway done the month. So let's get into it. First up, well, it's an under, and it's one that we were in on Tuesday. So a little bit, we're cheating a little bit here today. Would I play it at under 54.5? No, I don't think I would. I mean, maybe if you want to throw it in a parlay. I know a lot of people parlayed up those picks last week or Monday night and did well with it. I just, I'd love to go under at 60 or maybe even like 59.5, but no, it's down to like 54.5. That does scare me a little bit, but I can't go back on this anyway. By the way, we're in at under 60.5, which again, I still feel very good about. Next up, another one that we were in on yesterday. Luckily, this hasn't changed. I would really like to take more of these catch props, but the odds are just too craptastic. So I normally don't do it unless I'm pretty sure it's a damn win, which applies to this one. At minus 133, again, not the greatest odds that you'll find, but I love the matchup. Overall, I'm feeling really good about Stefon Diggs in this game. We've gone over all the pertinent data points in terms of how he's crushing man coverage and the like. I actually seem to have lost my place on that, but neither here nor there. The data points we gave him out earlier, he does very well with that. DeMario Douglas, as we've mentioned, he does even better against man coverage compared to Stefon Diggs. Oh, there's Stefon Diggs. Real quick, Jets play man coverage at a top 7 clip. Aaron Glenn stuck with it, as we've outlined a number of times. Among 133 receivers to run at least 75 routes, Stefon Diggs is 10th out of that 133 with 3.14 yards per route run. The Jets also use 2 high safeties at a top 10 clip. That is a clearinghouse of sorts for Diggs underneath. Open room underneath. And among those 133 receivers to run at least 75 routes, Diggs is 9th with 0.28 targets per route run. That is over Puka Nacua, CeeDee Lamb, and Jamar Chase, just to name a couple of studs. So we have the DeMario Douglas analysis. As we've mentioned, he is even better against man coverage than Diggs. He is 2nd out of 117 wide receivers only with 100 routes with 4.79 yards per route run. He's also really good against the single high safety looks, which they still run at about 47% of the time. We mentioned those long receptions in his last 5 games. He's got 26, 58, 44, and 53-yard long reception. So I do believe we might be able to get this puppy on 1 catch. Also, I'm a little worried that, they're 13-point favorites. They may not need them if they don't throw. If they may not need to throw much in the second half. Then again, if they're just putting in like backups, maybe he does get a few more plays because he's actually not even starting. DeMario Douglas, he's the role player. Next up, we're going to go Breece Hall, and we're going to go over 14.5 receiving yards. As I've mentioned, New England gives up they allowed a season-high 53 yards rushing last week. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Here it is. No, I'm looking at the wrong prop here. I'm looking at the darn rushing prop. There's too many receiving, rushing. Here we are. We'll find it. Here it is. 16.5. My goodness. Patriots giving up the second most schedule-adjusted fantasy points to running backs. I just drowned in data right there, but I'm back. Last week, Breece got 77.7% of Justin Fields' passing yards on 142-yard catch. The Jets are allowing the 7th most receiving yards per game to running backs at 38.1. I know he's a little behind Isaiah Davis in terms of the route share, but he's still in the mix. And as 13-point underdogs with a terrible receiving core, if you do not get Breece Hall 2 or 3 targets and really catches, so 3 or 4 targets and 2 or 3 catches, then I do believe that is coaching malpractice. Maybe Aaron Glenn doesn't care, but we do. Mason Taylor, we got to get another under in here. It is November, and I looked really hard at the best ones, and Taylor was it. So it's not even. I do believe he might catch 3, 4, 5 balls in the game. So I didn't touch the yardage or the catch prop, but what I did touch, though, was the length of his longest reception. We're going to go under 14.5. By the way, in terms of his number, like 33.5, Taylor's hit the number in only 3 of 9 games, 33%. The Jets have been held to fewer than 55 yards passing in 3 of their last 4, which certainly bodes well. I know that they got kind of rocked by the fantasy ottoman last week, Cade Otton, who put up 9 for 82, but it's not a good schematic matchup. The Pats play man coverage and cover 2 48% of the time. He's terrible. 0.21 fantasy points per route run against those 2 shells. His 0.24 expected fantasy points per route run based on the coverages he'll see was worth a 5% reduction, and it only ranked 55th out of 77 eligible tight ends this week. To my point, they do run the man coverage, and he doesn't do all that much, by the way. And he's also averaging only 8.4 yards per reception. Last but not least, we're going to go over 39.5 yards for Justin Fields. Looking at this data, it does bode relatively well. They do play a decent amount of man coverage, do the New England Patriots. I actually went back and looked. The only time Justin Fields faced off against the Patriots or a Belichickian defense led by Mike Vrabel was back in 2021. It was Belichick, and Fields ripped him. He had, I think it was 9 carries for like 88 yards and a touchdown. I do think that the Jets are somehow miraculously going to have some offense today, unlike last week and 3 of their last 4 games. So that does beg the question, how? This is how. I think Justin Fields has got to run, take off. They do play the man coverage. It's going to have to be a way to move the ball, move the stick. So I like this at over 39.5. The touchdown prop that we're in on, I did kick around making this one the Monday night special, but I'm going to replicate here tonight what I had on Monday night with Christian Watson, and it should have hit. It should have been a clean sweep, baby. So let's go with the touchdown for DeMario Douglas at plus 330, but your Monday night special, we love the schematic matchup for Pop Douglas. A little risky because they're 13-point favorites. They might not have to throw much in the second half, and he doesn't get a ton of snaps and targets, but no Austin Hooper helps. No Kayshon Boutte helps. An incredible schematic matchup. I watched the game last night. I'm a big body language guy. DeMario Douglas is feeling it right now. He had a 26-yard grab where the confidence, you could just see it. So the Thursday night special is another one of these alternative yardage totals. It's a very attainable total of 50 yards for DeMario Douglas at plus 290. Very, very doable. All he needs is probably 3 or 4 targets, and I do believe we can make one big play and hit this puppy. That is the best I have to offer for week 11.
Thanks for watching, but don't let the betting insights end here. If you want an extra edge this football season, you can get a month of VSiN Pro right now absolutely free. That means access to our betting insights, analysis, and tools like our betting splits at 0 cost to you. Click the link in the description to sign up.